Manhattan in 1972 was a city of opposites. Downtown struggled with rising crime, poverty, and urban decay, painting a picture of despair. But uptown, it was a glittering playground of the rich and famous. Lavish hotels, high-end restaurants, and exclusive social clubs attracted celebrities, tycoons, and royalty. The Pierre Hotel was the crown jewel of this glamorous world, a beacon of luxury and elegance. The Pierre was no ordinary hotel. Renting an apartment there cost the equivalent of $34,000 a month today. It hosted gala events, private dinners, and clandestine meetings of the elite. Its reputation for discretion and opulence made it a safe haven for the wealthy, who often stored their treasures, cash, jewels, and heirlooms in its high-security vault. But no vault is entirely impenetrable. In the city's darker corners, whispers spread about Pierre's riches. The question lingered, was it possible to rob this fortress of wealth? For Bobby Comfort, the answer was clear. Bobby Comfort wasn't your average thief. Born into poverty, Bobby learned the art of stealing at an early age. At 7, he was already pocketing small valuables. By 13, he was serving his first stint in jail. But Bobby had a sharp mind, and he used it to his advantage. Over the years, he became a skilled negotiator, studying law to reduce his sentences. For Bobby, crime wasn't just a livelihood, it was a craft. He prided himself on precision and planning, avoiding reckless jobs that carried unnecessary risks. By the time he left prison in 1969, Bobby was determined to pull off the heist of a lifetime. The Pierre Hotel, with its treasure-filled vault, became his ultimate target. Bobby knew he couldn't rob the Pierre alone. He needed a team of professionals with specialized skills. His first recruit was Sammy Nallo, known as Sammy the Arab. Sammy was a master locksmith and safecracker, capable of breaking into even the most secure vaults. He was resourceful, bold, and as ambitious as Bobby. The duo then brought in 3 more men. City, a trusted accomplice from Bobby's past, known for his reliability under pressure. Country, a wild card with a gambler's spirit, unafraid of taking risks. Doc, a calm and collected outsider whose steady nerves made him invaluable. Each member had a role to play, and together they formed a team that could rival any Hollywood heist crew. The Pierre was a daunting target. Its vault, made of 12-gauge steel, weighed over 300 pounds and was guarded 24/7. The hotel also employed sophisticated security measures for the time. But Bobby was patient and observant. He checked into the hotel 2 weeks before the planned heist, posing as a regular guest. He studied the staff, observed their routines, and took mental notes on security. His patience paid off when he discovered a critical vulnerability. Each night, between 3:40 and 4:30 a.m., the vault was left open while the night auditor counted cash and refilled registers. This hour-long window was the perfect opportunity to strike. The team spent weeks preparing. They gathered disguises, tools, and weapons, including hammers and chisels to break into the safe deposit boxes. Sammy rented an apartment a mile away from the Pierre to use as a staging ground. Every detail was meticulously planned. In the early hours of January 2nd, 1972, the team made their move. At 4 a.m., City, Country, and Doc arrived at the Pierre's front entrance. Dressed in disguises, they approached the security guard, claiming to have a reservation under the name Dr. Foster. The guard, unsuspecting, opened the door. At that moment, Bobby and Sammy burst from their hiding place behind nearby planters. Guns drawn, they overpowered the guard and took control of the lobby. The heist had begun. The team quickly rounded up 16 hostages, including hotel staff and a few guests. They secured them in one room, with Doc and Country standing guard. Bobby reassured the hostages, promising no harm would come to them if they stayed calm. Meanwhile, Sammy and City headed to the vault. The vault was a formidable challenge, but Sammy and City were prepared. Using hammers, chisels, and brute force, they began breaking into the safe deposit boxes. Each box they opened revealed treasures beyond their wildest dreams. Cash and jewels worth $17,000 from a single box. A Greek shipping heiress's necklace valued at $400,000. The crown jewel, a necklace worth over $5 million in today's money. As the hours ticked by, the haul grew larger. Bobby, ever the strategist, grew nervous. He knew the longer they stayed, the greater the risk of discovery. But Sammy, intoxicated by the riches, insisted on continuing. By 6:30 a.m., the heist was complete. The team fled into the chilly morning darkness, carrying nearly $10 million in cash, jewels, and priceless heirlooms. In today's money, this haul would be worth over $75 million, making it one of the largest heists in history. Their escape was as seamless as their entry. They split into smaller groups, taking different routes to avoid suspicion. Within minutes, they had vanished into the labyrinth of New York City streets, leaving nothing behind but an empty vault and terrified hostages. By 7 a.m., police swarmed the Pierre Hotel. The grandeur of the lobby now stood in stark contrast to the chaos of the crime scene. Officers quickly secured the area, interviewing shaken hostages and taking stock of the situation. The vault, once a symbol of security and exclusivity, was now a hollow shell. Safe deposit boxes lay in disarray, their contents looted. Some had been shattered with brute force. Others were meticulously opened, a testament to Sammy Nalo's expertise. Detectives were stunned by the precision of the operation. There were no fingerprints, no surveillance footage, and no physical evidence left behind. Even the hostages struggled to provide helpful descriptions of the perpetrators. Back at their hideout, the team reveled in their success. The cash, amounting to hundreds of thousands of dollars, was divided immediately among the 5 men. The jewels, however, presented a different challenge. Bobby, ever the strategist, insisted that they hold on to the treasure for at least a year before attempting to sell it. But Sammy Nalo was particularly restless. Deeply in debt from his compulsive gambling and owing large sums to dangerous men, Sammy's desperation led him to make careless choices, including dealing with individuals he barely knew. One such buyer happened to be an FBI informant. The informant, aware of the ongoing investigation into the Pierre Hotel heist, within days the authorities acted. Sammy was arrested with damning evidence in his possession, including tools matching those used during the heist. Bobby was taken into custody shortly afterward, caught off guard by Sammy's recklessness. The 2 men faced intense scrutiny, but they maintained their silence regarding the identities of their accomplices. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew, city, country, and dock, vanished into the shadows. Despite exhaustive efforts, investigators failed to track them down. The 3 men, along with most of the stolen loot, disappeared without a trace, adding to the legend of the Pierre Hotel heist. Investigators recovered only $1 million of the stolen loot. The remaining $9 million vanished, likely hidden or sold off over the years. What happened to it remains a mystery. Bobby served his time and retired from crime upon his release, living a quiet life. Sammy, however, couldn't escape his criminal ways. In 1988, he was killed by members of the Lucchese crime family, a tragic end to a life of risk and reward. The Pierre Hotel robbery remains one of the most famous heists in history, earning a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. The hotel itself, however, has maintained its reputation as a symbol of luxury, its glamorous image untouched by its infamous past. For those who know the story, the heist is a reminder of the fine line between ambition and greed. It's a tale of daring, cunning, and the human desire for more, a story that continues to captivate audiences to this day. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.